So, do conservatives believe in the conservative media? And what I mean by that, do they really think that blaming mainstream media is going to solve all their problems? Are they, or like, do they not see how their media is not so much different from mainstream media? They say that it is, but the only thing I can see is that it's more extreme. I'm not quite sure. Because that's what they blame, any liberal who, or leftist or whoever talks about their talking points are immediately called sheep or someone who can't think for themselves because they watch the mainstream media. And that's kind of annoying. Because it kind of like lets them off the hook for watching media that's clearly biased in their direction and not, how would I word this, not think for themselves in a way, because they're like, oh, the mainstream media is talking about us in a negative way and it's completely lies, all lies, 100%. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, the other day, I was talking to someone and they said that Biden can do no wrong. In my response, or no. And because the previous conversation was about how Trump is doing all this stuff, calling in and to Georgia to overturn the election results. And the person was like, well, this is all bullshit. And it's not just that one person. It's a lot of people. Especially on the conservative side. It's like disconnected almost. And I don't really blame them for having that disconnection. But I feel like they stopped looking for new information. Like, as soon as they, when social media decided to put those little bars of this information is disputed or whatever, this is partially false information, stuff like that, they immediately be like, oh no, they're censoring me. And I'm just like, no, they're just putting a little bar saying that this might, or it's disputed, or anything like that. You still have your opinion online. It's not going to go anywhere. I feel like the right has kind of ran or run away from Twitter and Facebook because they just can't handle any criticism of their media and what they consume. But they can criticize us and our media, and that's okay. Though I'm all for criticizing both sides. Especially when they're wrong. But yeah, it makes me go crazy sometimes. And it always loops back around too, I've noticed. You have a talking point that you've actually looked up and actually kind of well researched, and they'll just say, oh, well, you're just saying that because of mainstream media, mainstream. That's a proper argument, because it's not. Because even if whatever article you're reading, whether it's from CNN to Fox News to Newsmax, you, first of all, are supposed to read the whole entire article, number one. And number two, you're supposed to find the sources. You're not supposed to take them at their word. Now, granted, some people just do. Actually, I think most people do. And it is time consuming, but the more you do it, the easier it gets. I just wonder, like, can they not see how this is just nuts? Granted, when they watch this video, they're gonna call me nuts and all different types of names, but that doesn't really matter to me. I guess it's really just trying to figure out why they think this way. Especially, it just seems so sudden. Like it seems like they got so radicalized so fast by Donald Trump and stuff like that. And there's probably, well, I know there's videos out there that pretty much explains it, but it still just like takes me aback almost.